There we go. I do believe we're alive, so I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution. This time, an opportunity for us to consider silence. Specifically, considering the silence that exists in between. Hey, Zhao, indeed. I love you too. So much so. It is being a human being, especially as it relates to silence, right? Some people fear silence, some people seek silence, some people have never experienced silence at all. And I think most of us are those people, right? And in that way, I'm trying to almost create this narrative in our minds that silence is, in fact, valuable because it's rare, because it's not something we always get. You know, I find myself sometimes I want to say word, maybe insecure, doubtful of, worried that my silence will be bad, right? That I'll be doing something wrong in being silent. Or maybe I think even better than doing something wrong is that I'll disappoint. Right? None of us want to be a disappointment. I don't think that's really an experience that any of us seek in our lives. And it's so interesting how disappointment seems to manifest in a bunch of different ways. For instance, this morning, I woke up to find out Pippi took a bunch of shits inside of the house again. And I mean a bunch, like 3 different spots he took shits in. Alright? And like I had to clean it, obviously. But the amount of disappointment that I felt, goodness, like I was not having it. Right? And this, after I got like woken by like commotion outside of my room, music playing. So I was already like getting to be woken like this. Right? I'm very sensitive to my space and like the noises and light potentials in my space, right? So I'm waking up, I'm like, oh, I'm waking up because I have to. I can't sleep because I can't sleep anymore, right? Been crying, happy tears all morning. Any specific reason? Do let us know, Rivercoon. Think that's better than silence in that way, right? But despite the discomfort I was experiencing this morning, I did stay quiet. And then I walk into the house, and then I see the poops, the landmines. Red Bros, are you having a good day? I have an even better day when friends ask. So just because of you, Red Bros, my day is even better now. How is your day? How have you been? I think it might be the first time seeing you comment here. Sandra Hunes, I think it might be the first time for you too, right? Welcome. It's nice having you friends here. Today we're talking about silence. It's not exactly the most riveting or interesting of concepts, but I'm trying to almost create this narrative in this stream, in our collective minds, that silence can be a good thing, a rare thing, right? And I'm giving now this perspective of what my day has kind of unfolded like and my relationship with silence, right? So I stay quiet as I woke up, right? Discomfortably by having noises in my environment. And I go into the house and I see the landmines left for me. What is your name? My name is Meltmore. It's nice meeting you, Sandra. Meltmore's the name. Tips hat. It's nice to meet you. And then I stay mostly quiet. I basically find Pippi and I pick her up and I carry her towards the poop. And she's like resisting. And then I just like hold on to her, bringing her close to the poop, right? Like if I'm gonna be uncomfortable cleaning your poop, then you're gonna be uncomfortable being close to it, at the very least, right? But I can't, like she doesn't understand. So today I didn't speak. I just stayed quiet. I'm just like holding on to her. Right? Both of us uncomfortable in that moment, and then I cleaned it up. And then I sat down to study some more. I learned about UTXOs today. Unspent transactions output, and then extended unspent transaction outputs. Yes. Basically, a system that holds within it all of its conditions. So as a conditional system, it gets implemented instead of it having to have external conditions met. Like it itself decides whether or not it gets spent or not, right? It has to be there to be spent kind of vibes. And I'm like trying to study, right? I just need some quiet because I'm trying to learn things and stuff. And then, all right, there's like music being played, and it's like this far away from me, and I'm like, I can't study with music being played. So I go and I look for a pair of like earphones. Jeffrey Dahmer? Jeffrey, no, please, just one. No, please. I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, anyway. Then I go through the experience of like looking for a pair of earphones everywhere in the house. Like literally I scour the drawers and look for a pair of earphones because I don't want to just be that guy that asks another person to stop playing music. All right? So I look for a pair of earphones so I can like offer them at least. And then I don't find any pair of earphones. My name is Liam. I'm on my grandma's phone. Hey, okay, that makes sense. I have a bunch of friends. I have a cousin who's a Liam, and I know 2 other Liams too. So you're my 4th Liam that I know. Liam is a cool name. Sending you blessings, friend. Jaju, sending Jovan, lovins. Jaju, such a blessed morning over here too. That kind of air I love breathing. Nice. The coon spirit is dancing and smiling and singing to the rhythm of the world today. Just big old smiles and shiny fruit. Good. I'm happy to hear that. Today has been such a beautiful day so far. I'm just waking up to beautiful music. Good. Interesting that you're waking up to beautiful music. And I don't think the music was necessarily not beautiful, but it was illegible. Like I couldn't understand. Right? It's music in another language. And it's, yeah, definitely not the kind of music I listen to. I try to listen to music very controlledly. And if I'm going to be media consumptions, I usually put earphones on because I don't want to disturb other people with my external sounds. Right? Like silence is important to me. That's the just. That's what we're talking about. Silence. I like silence. Sometimes silence is good. Sometimes good silence. And Grandma Sandra. Yeah, it's cool. Being here on Grandma's phone. Isn't that wild that there is a kid somewhere? I don't know if you're a kid, Liam. I'm assuming. You let me know. Kid somewhere. Grandma has a phone. Asks Grandma, can you use phone? Grandma's like, yeah, bet. Kid goes onto YouTube Shorts. Scroll. Suddenly, MeltMore. Isn't that wild, Liam? We never should have met, realistically, right? On a world level. I'm on a farm somewhere in Africa right now, dude. Literally on a farm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the middle of nowhere by most people's standards. And then Africa is like in the middle of nowhere by the world standards. Thank you. I like your name too. Thank you. Yeah, I chose my name myself. I got given a name by my family. Yes, I'm a kid, and that's perfectly fine. I hope you know I wasn't trying to like sly you for being younger. I'm just thinking about the fact that a person of your age can just find another person, right? Like again, I have perspective. If I, and I'm saying like I can feel my mind unfolding, thinking about me as a younger person, right? I, as a 13, 14, 15-year old, basically lived for the internet, to say it in so many words, right? Like the internet was my home, and all of my family members, all of my friends were there too. And it was this experience of I got shaped on a level by that experience, right? Like I am who I am and how I am today because of the internet and because of the people on the internet that then had influence in my life. I'm also on a farm in South Africa. Look at us, Liam. On farms in South Africa. And it's even more unlikely that we actually get to meet each other. What a trip. I guess it checks out why you're on the internet. Being on a farm in Africa, in South Africa, is not always interesting. What a trip. Bless you. Yeah. And again, right? Like you get to, with the internet, with stuff like this, with exchanges, have access to information that you might not want in some parts as well, right? Like I'm more than willing to admit that side of the fractal. I must depart and carry on with my daily process. I just wanted to stop by and say good morning. Hey, good morning to you. I hope you have a good day. Thank you for finding yourself here for a moment. Hello, everyone. Bless yourself today with receiving the love that flows through this space. Melt more magic is real. Love is true. Kristen saying bye. Hey, Kristen. So, Liam, this is the first thing I'm going to teach you, bro. This, I don't know if you're here right now, but this right here is something called Palo Santo. You see how it's shiny? You see that shiny bit up there? That shiny bit is literally oil. Where in Africa are you? I'm also in South Africa, technically. Mpumalanga side. Mpumalanga, Limpopo. Like, we're on the line, basically. A town called Groblersdal. I don't know if you've heard of it, but now you got all the deets. Right, so this little piece of wood. Hey, Google. Show me a Palo Santo tree. Yeah. It's showing me on YouTube, which is not what I wanted, but you see? I'm sticky. Yeah. And there a dude is standing next to one too. Right, so there are trees out there that are like Palo Santoing it and stuff. And they put oils to defend themselves against insects, I guess. I don't exactly know what the oils are for. Hey Google, what are the Palo Santo oils for, evolutionarily? I mean, it's telling me what we use it for, to alleviate the mind and purify the air. That's what I want to do with it right now, but I was more asking what the actual plant. Evolutionarily, what does the plant produce Palo Santo oil for? Oh, it's not telling me. I'm probably gonna have to ask a language model. I will, just because I'm down the rabbit hole now, Liam. Now I have to. I'm curious. I'm holding a piece of Palo Santo wood right now. It is clear the oil is literally seeping out on the sides of it. And I'm curious, on an evolutionary level, what is the oil for? Is it some sort of insect repellent or something? While that figures out my question, right, this little piece of wood contains oils, literally. And then, if you heat up this little piece of wood, and it doesn't just light itself on fire and continue to burn, as oils can do, those oils become aerosolized. And it smells nice. There's some perfumes that are made out of this oil too. Right? And this will be the first thing I teach you as some South African dude, bro. Like if I knew about this as a kid, bro. This is like what good smells are supposed to smell like, almost. Like, you know how we might have like psst, psst, in our toilets and stuff, like toilet spray? That stuff smells like ass. Relatively. To something like this, right? Smells so real. Smells so good. Boom. Boom. Get edumacated. You're spot on in your curiosity. Of course I am. The oil seeping from your Palo Santo wood is rich in compounds like limonene and A-terpopylene. I butchered that. Alpha A-terpineol. Let's just move on and pretend I said that correctly. These substances serve as natural insect repellents, of course, helping the tree deter pests such as mosquitoes, ants, termites, and flies. Yeah, so burning a stick like that in your environment also keeps the mosquitoes away. Boom. Your space smells better and there's less mosquitoes. Darlings, wishing you all smiles across the miles. Hey, Kelly. Thank you. There's a moth in here with me. Looks kind of like a butterfly. I'm sending your blessings to Kelly. It's nice having you here, friend. All right. This is the part that I kind of like. I think the word is shudder. I shudder a little bit. Where did you get it? Where did Joe? Where did you get it? There it is. Yeah, you can buy them online, even from Take-A-Lot. You can buy them from Take-A-Lot. But again, right, it might not be possible for someone young to online shop. You'll have to try and convince your mom or your grandma, bro, to buy you a stick of Palo Santo. And if you have to convince them, you should. You should convince them. You're gonna like it, I promise. Me trying to sell more Palo Santo. Look, you can search Palosan. Palo Santo. Yeah, Palo Santo. And then Take-A-Lot will look, stickies. Oh, this is not bad. $400 for a pack of 20 sticks. Pack of 5 sticks is $150. Right? And 5 sticks should last you a while. At least. The way I use it, like I got this stick October last year. This one sticky. One of my friends brought me some more sticks for my Christmas. He likes bringing me gifts, and he brought me some Palo Santo sticks. But I haven't burnt anymore because I have these. So yeah, you can buy them from Take-A-Lot. It's basically natural incense. It smells good. How much is it? $150 for 5 sticks. So 30 Rand a stick. Which might sound like a lot. You're like, yesy. You can buy like a whole can of spray for 30 Rand. Can you? I don't even know. But yeah, it's natural. It's the good stuff. Love is true. I'm sorry for going down that rabbit hole. But again, right, I didn't find out about Palo Santo until I was 21. I only smelled this for the first time as a 21-year-old human being. What a shame. My child, as he enters the home for the first time, if he's ever born, will smell Palo Santo. Will be like, wow, this house smells amazing. It's like, yo, of course. Of course, little soft baby that doesn't know how to speak just yet, but just did to let me know how good my house smells, of course. Let's talk more about the Palo Santo, not about the fact that you just spoke. Right back at you, Javad. Your friend, loving you so much, came for the good vibes. My best friend had to cancel her visit because they got a foot of snow last night. And it has made it to my city. A foot of snow. Yeah, I haven't even seen a fleck of snow. Seeing so many flecks of snow that they've stacked a foot high. How about you, Liam? You've also not seen snow, right? South Africa represent. We don't know what snow is. We might know what snow is, but we don't know what it's like. Yeah. Whoa, what? That's wild, Kelly. I thought winter was over. Mega springtime vibes in Indiana. Y'all just come to visit me. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We do need to come and visit you. Here comes a click. Clicky, clicky. So, Liam, I don't know if I want to teach you what this is, but I at least want to let you know that it's not something strange. Hey, Mishra. It's nice seeing your name here with us, too. So, this thing is a dry herb vaporizer. Is the technical term. It dry herb vaporizes. And in here, I have some, it looks very brown right now, Jeeps. A little bit concerning. In here, I have some dried herb. So I put a little piece of seed in the ground, and then a plant grew, and then I harvested that plant and dried the branches, and then there was dry herb. And then you put a little bit of that dry herb at the end of that thing, and then I put that thing in something called an induction heater, and then it's going to make a click when it's at temperature, and then it creates vapor. It's very light. There's no carcinogens, right? Hey, organic herbal medicine, yeah. Getting a 333 from Gary Lee. Bless you, bro. Yeah. Sandra is actually a Liam, and Liam is still a kid. And I usually do that in stream. And I just told him about Palo Santo, right? I illuminated the mind of a young one to stuff that smells good. And then I had to take a puff of my dry herb vaporizer, and I didn't want him to be like, is he vaping nicotine? Maybe it would be better if he thinks I am, but don't vape nicotine, bro. That stuff's bad for you. Hearing the Dynavap click activates a Pavlov response within me. It's like, I should make sure my Dynavap doesn't get burned, or I should bring it close to my face so I can take a drag before it's cold. It does kind of create like a semi beat of urgency in your mind. That Pavlov response. To me, sometimes, talking about Pavlov responses, I've heard that click outside of the experience. And then it like makes me look, right? Like I'll look for my Dynavap, making sure it's not getting burnt or something. I thought it was over too. Canadian winter likes to pop back up every so often between now and May. I'm still trying to get home, but took in another litter of puppies. Oopsie, oopsie doopsie, Kelly says. Once they get home, so will I. Sending you blessings and safe travels. Yeah, what an experience. I really like baby doggos. Can I get your number? No. No, you can't. I'm sorry. I don't give my number to people in general, Liam. I've made a bunch of friends, but sometimes I'll make friends and not even they get my number, bro. Because I almost like think of it from a perspective of like we're friends. Do you talk Afrikaans? Ek is eintlik as 'n eerste taalprater Afrikaans. Ja, tegnies. Tegnies is ek Afrikaans. But I prefer to speak English. It's like the language that I've developed the most vocabulary in at this point. Like I can speak Afrikaans, and my parents speak Afrikaans, and my family speaks Afrikaans. But if I had to express myself and actually communicate a certain topic, feeling, analogy, experience, then English is probably going to be the language I gravitate towards. But yeah, no, sorry for the no number. Yeah, are you fostering? Goodness, puppies are hard work. They can be, but they are so cute. You get so much oxytocin. So much oxytocin. And what I can give you, though, Liam, is a promise. Right? That's one thing. I can talk. I can technically, and this is just me being like the inner teacher in me. That grammar would be I can speak it very good. Yeah, I used to be an English teacher. I actually went to China. Oh, ek het China toe gegaan om kindertjies daar sit te gaan Engels leer. That was quite an experience. Made me appreciate what it's like being a kid here in South Africa as well. But again, back to the I can't give you my number, but I can give you a promise. And the promise is that I'll be here. I do one of these live streams every day. You probably can't see the title with this stream. You probably have to like click these little dottos, and then you have to click on the description, and then you can see the description of the video probably, or the title. But the title of this video is On Day 1548, MeltMore talked about the silence in between. I think it's something like that probably. And that first part, that day thing, that's how long we've been doing this consecutively every day. So I don't know how old you were back in 2020, right? The first day of 2021. How old were you? Right. That's the first day that I started doing these live streams. And if you, by accident, found me then, and you asked me for my number then, I probably would have said no as well. But then, back then, I made the promise that I'll show up every day. So here you get to have the exchange. Right? If there is an exchange that you want to have, if you want to talk about something, if you want to be reminded that love is true, if you want to be sad for a little bit and have friends reach out to you and let you know it's going to be okay, that's what we're here for. Sweet and full of excitement and love ends, but woo, all the energy to you as a popper mom. Bless. My teacher, and his name is Nickel. He went there too, yeah. A lot of us South African dudes end up doing that. Because again, there's not a great deal of opportunities for us here. And it is a good way to earn a decent income, significantly more decent than you can expect here in South Africa. Unfortunately, right? You can become an engineer. You can become a doctor, technically even. And you'll get paid less here than you'll get paid teaching kids English, you know, in China. Isn't that funny? It's hilarious. I'm crying inside. I'm not actually joking. I was 6. You were 6. Yeah. 5 years ago. Right? I guess you're 11 at this point. So think about that. Think about what has happened, bro. From you. I mean, it's a little bit unfair because I think life changes a lot when you go from being 6 to being 11. But as you went through that whole process, I was just doing this stuff day by day. I have evolved, right? Like I can show you some of my art. You see this stuff? That's some of my art. I can flippy you around for a second. You see that on my computer? And there's a little box with my arts as well. There's me! Hello! And then, you know, I also started teaching yoga. Now I teach yoga classes. So I give instructions of how people are supposed to move, and then they do. And then I make art like this too, bro. This has been a long time coming. This is basically what feeds, right, this work that we're doing right now. It's just the artistic side of it. So yeah, South Africa is a beautiful country. Being 11 in South Africa, what? Like by the time you're my age, It's going to be the year 20. It's so freaking wild. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And by the year 2040, what will this space have become? What are we going to be up to? I can only imagine. Yamuto. Yeah, things are changing fast these days. And again, I have to like take a moment to like, can you imagine being an 11-year-old or being a 6-year-old in the year 2021? The curve. The curve. You basically walked into the world already high tech, right? I got to walk into the world as it was becoming high tech. Our parents lived in a world that went from low tech to high tech. Just being born straight in, high tech, right? Just imagine what is that gonna do to our kids? What's it gonna do to you, bro? What's it gonna do to you, Liam? You like screens, huh? Can't blame you, bro. You're holding on to one right now, right? And I like them too. I really do. But I like them so much that I realized that I was giving a lot of my attention. That's the one. I was giving a lot of my attention to this screen, and I wasn't generating value in the way that I might have been able to, right? And this should be like again a lesson, right? Like I have been able to, in part, build myself a life by using my screens in this way, right? In this way, right? Like there are many ways to use your screens, and some of them will ruin your life, and some of them will build your life. And like that's the biggest lesson and wisdom that I can impart on you, bro. It's like learn how to use your screens to benefit your life, bro. And I mean, this is my own bias, right? I am like obsessed, admittedly, but while you're at it, go and look up something called blockchain, right? Just learn about it now, bro. Like if I could learn about blockchain as an 11-year-old, I can't imagine what I would have become. I found about blockchain when I was about 16. So not that much older than you. But unfortunately, when I was 16 and I found out about blockchain, the sentiment was very different about the technology, right? And I was very different as well. Uh, I'm still very much the same in some ways as it relates to that concept, but I also did grow up a little bit in the meanwhile. My grandma said I must climb off her phone. I get it. Thank you, Liam, for spending a moment. Have a good time, friend. Uh, MeltMore. My name is MeltMore. Once you get your own phone, you can find the space. We'll be here, bro. Even if it's gonna take you years, though. Melt more. If you think you're melting, melt more. Melt more. Remember, learn about blockchain and remember as well that your devices can either build your life or ruin it, all right? It's your choice. You get to use it. Bless your friend. It was nice having you here. Okay. I'm back. I'm gonna see some of these chats. Yes, Jobot. I left my job with the rescue, but had 1 week without puppies. And I heard of this litter way up north that had nowhere to go. So they are 12 weeks old, 20 pounds apiece. I haven't heard the number of them. Okay, Houston Herbs. I read the number 53. I asked, I haven't read a number, and then the next number I read was 53, and I was like, send help, lol. But yes, more love than I know what to do with. I fostered 53 dogs in the last 18 months. I thought it was gonna be 18 years. 43 have been puppies from 0 to 9 weeks old, and I'm also a big fan of baby doggy. Also a big fan of a baby doggy or 10. Gloriously enjoyed laughing forever. Hey, Dream Tooth, bless your friend. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but there is a change but there is a change. Your employer doesn't pay you. There is a chance. Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's only a chance your employer doesn't pay you if there's like a bunch of like, it was like a whole bunch of circumstances. Sanghi Qualering? Sanghi Qualering. Hey, friend. It's nice having you here too. Yeah. I think my second employer that I had in China was pretty shady, and she didn't pay me all that I'm owed. But it was also in the middle of COVID, right? So like a bunch of people did get a little bit wrecked around that time. I happen to be one of them. Alright, sub dream 53. Kelly, you must be a popper pro superhero. Goodness, that's amazing. Bless again. Sorry, she said 10 more minutes. Nice, lucky. Yeah, I don't know if you left for a second, but I was like basically, streaming into your subconscious, like MeltMore, remember me. And just imagine this arc of you going through life, right? Some of these like little words have like stuck in the back of your mind, but you forget about me pretty much instantly, which I expect. It is to be expected. There's a lot of us out here. There are billions and billions of us, right? But then you go through life and you're like somewhere in your 20s. Your 20s, you're going on 27 like I am, and the year is 2040. You're like, oh yeah, that MeltMore guy. You search online around this time and you just find me here. Ideally, I don't look older. Ideally. But I don't know if I'll be so lucky. I do take care. I try to, practice yoga. That could be one thing as well, Leah. Practice yoga, bro. The sooner you start, the better. Because you need to teach yourself how to do this stuff. You need to teach yourself that you're capable, and you need to put it almost like in your whole world that this is something I do. You identify with it. It's like, I do this. I practice yoga, right? It's not like I have to convince myself, oh, I have to go and practice yoga. No. At this time in my day, yoga is practiced. Is. Right? Then you let yourself is that. You don't fail. And I feel like starting at a younger age helps. Because you have more time to fail until you get to the point where you stop failing. That's what helps. I'm just loving on Gary Lee again. Him blessing us with 333 energies. I'm gonna do a podcast of Gary Lee soon. I can feel it like getting closer and closer. I just need to basically like put myself in on his calendary. Calendarette? There's some sort of app. Calendar is in the name, I'm sure. Oh, sweeten. Ninja Papa Mom. Teacher Nickel. Spend 20 pounds on that. Dream. Okay, said 10 more minutes. Bless again. Worky lurky. Love you all. Bless you, Xiao. Holding yourself class. You are loved, loving and lovable, and worthy of it. 7 poppers in this litter. They are made of magic. 7 20-pound, 12-week-old poppers. It's like a whole human, basically, collectively, worth of mass. How late tomorrow are you going to stream? I stream between like 4 p.m. South Africa time, and like I don't usually go past 6 p.m. So that's around my time slot. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. South Africa time. And I do it every day, bro. I have like said, the only thing that stops me from showing up is not being able to. Yeah. Very nice. Bless again. You expect to be forgotten? No. You don't? I expect to be forgotten because that way I have zero expectations of you, right? Then the next time we meet, I try not to forget people, but I sometimes do, especially if not enough time was spent or maybe there's an appearance shift to the point where they look like a different person. There is a a joy to be had in being remembered. But there's only suffering to be had in wanting to be remembered, right? In taking offense that you weren't. You heard what I mean? And that's what means is you expect to be forgotten. No. Yeah, again, right? Like it's like I think leverage. I have. No, never. I have met people in my life as well, right? Especially as it relates to the festival environment. And I think maybe that doesn't count because there's like a lot going on. So might be easier to forget. But I have met people again in these environments, right? Where I remember them, but they don't remember me. And then I almost like that. There's a part of me that's like, I am technically a new person to this person. They're not a new person to me, but I am a new person to them. And then I like to see what conclusions are come to. Right? Do they come to the conclusion to forget me again? Near expectations. You see. All right? And then I don't expect that. And then I can be either pleasantly surprised by them remembering or pleasantly surprised by the opportunity to be, again, a new person. Boom. If I don't forget, I will see you again tomorrow. Bless. At 444, nonetheless. Thank you for joining us, Liam. You friends even got to like see my cousin Liam too. They're around the same age. I think my cousin Liam is 13 or 12. What an experience. I'm going down the rabbit hole of putting myself in the shoes of an 11-year-old that lives somewhere on planet Earth, specifically South Africa, on a farm. And then imagining seeing myself from that line of perspective. One of the things that I was very concerned about as an 11-year-old is whether or not I'm cool. Am I cool? How to be cool? How to make my voice deeper? So many questions. If I get on the stream tomorrow, are you gonna call me Liam or Sandra? I have now attached links in my brain. That's Sandra Hunes. Hunenes. Hunenims. Now I'm adding more links, you see. So I remember it's actually Liam. Yeah, technically. And then that one day, your grandma is going to join. I'm going to be like, hey, Liam. And she's going to be like, no, actually, I'm Grandma Sandra Hunes. And I live in South Africa, in Gauteng. Yeah, Gauteng. Yeah. My 11-year-old self would have been jealous of your 11-year-old self. Because I really love the city. More specifically, I really loved technology. And the best stuff, the best tech, was never in Groblersdal. Big surprise. A small little farmer's town doesn't have the best high tech the world has to offer. And South Africa and our cities also didn't have the best high tech, but they had closer to the best high tech. And when it comes to like mobile devices, our cities actually do keep up. Consumerism and all. Not all of them though, right? Just the ones that are gonna move volumes. Yeah. So I was always hyper concerned with getting closer to the city so I can go and see the cool stuff. And I found myself suffering, bro. Woe is me about being a kid on a farm somewhere in Limpopo. Love is true. I post clips of sunrise to my channel. Nice. The fact that you're getting up to take those clips means that you're appreciating them too. I feel like that was one of the things that I really appreciated about that stint in reality where we were doing RPAN streams in the mornings to the sunrises, dancing to the sunrises. I got to see the sunrises too. What a time in reality that was. And this time in reality has now come to a close. I will show you a flower, and then I will read you a poem, and then I'll bid you adieu. Do you know Sea Boys TV on YouTube? I can't say that I do. Sea Boys YouTube does not ring any bells to me. I do know Young Bloods, good old Brody, but that's probably not what you're asking. You might know Brody too. YBL. Alright, the flower has been shown. Now a poem shall be read. The poem goes as such. Yesterday's stream topic was about all that's extra, right? And realizing that once you've had a hard time in life, you've reached the point where you had to ask yourself, you had to decide, I think is an even better word. You had to decide to continue forward, right? And after you make that decision, I believe every single moment after that is extra, right? Extra in the way where it adds to you and to your life and to this experience. So, all this extra. I should have been gone by now. By the weight of old nights, by the silence that swallowed me whole. But I'm here. And everything is extra. Every sunrise is a bonus track. Every laugh a secret scene. Every laugh a secret scene after the credits. I take a breath. And it's one I almost never got. How ridiculous. How beautiful. The world spills over with more than I could ever hold. More songs than ears to hear. Love than skid could possibly contain. I could live 1,000 years and never taste it all. Never touch every ocean. Never hear every name. Never know how many ways the wind can whisper. And that's the miracle of it. It just keeps going, whether I'm ready or not. So now, every moment is a stolen jewel, every kindness and unexpected support, every stupid joke a reminder. I didn't have to be here, but I am. And all this extra, divine. Absolutely divine. Thank you, universe. Yeah, the full package. They do a lot of stuff and they have a lot of money. Yeah, having lots of money, bro. Do I look rich to you? Huh, Liam? Hmm? Do I look rich? Yeah, mine. Uh, by conventional means, I'm not even close to wealthy. All right. I cannot buy myself a car just because I want to right now. I mean, I guess I could get a loan. Jeez. But I don't want to. I want to that less than I want car, right? In that way. So again, if I measured myself up with the amount of money that I've got and the amount of stuff that I can do, then I'll always have less than someone who has more, right? My life will always be less than those who have so much more. So I have channeled myself more into the direction of what is really valuable to me. And my whole life philosophy has been this thing of like, love is true. And that doesn't mean that money doesn't play a role in life, ceases to, but it does mean the currency I really seek is love, ultimately, right? And the ability to be in that state, right? And it is sometimes hard. It is sometimes hard to, yes, you do look rich to me. Good. Good, it's working. Yes. Brain manipulation is happening right now. I think image, right? Perception plays a big role. The way I look probably gives me a certain bar of wealth as well, you know. And I feel like I'm aware of that. That's why when I have like pimples and stuff, right, it's like I'm worth less. That's what your ego will tell you. It's like, look at you, pimple having ugly ass in. Hello, miss me. Hey, Shakira Solomons. Shakira. I think, aren't you from South Africa too? I think you might be. I think Shakira Solomons is also. Look at us. We might be. Are we? How many? We have 7 people in stream right now. Nah. You might still outweigh us. But the South Africans are gathering. Look at us. Look at us sending blessings to you too. So much hope in that short poem. Heard and seen my friend from afar. Thank you. Love is the truest. Thank you, Kelly, for lending me your ears. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me again. I have read you a poem. I've showed you an art. I'm just about finishing this horizontal vertical stream. I'm starting up the horizontal one next. So if you want to join me, stay tuned. I'm going to be back like in a moment. Love you. Thank you for joining me for today. Until tomorrow.